I'm like, oh my God, let me sit down because I'm sure catfishing when it comes to being dressed, child. And people, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show. Eh, eh, uh, uh. I know that's right. Anyway, Poople Stars, scoot up in here like a bumper car, hit the like button. Child, yes. So just like I told y'all this morning, baby. I did. Chrisean Goes Pro, okay? Yes, just another, you know what I'm saying? Just another thing that sets her apart, okay, from all these other girls. Chrisean said, she got her Tupac on. Yeah, she said, can you see me? Am I clear to ya? Yeah, baby, she said, eat my dust. I said, you know what, Chrisean? Girl, show your ride. Come get your baddie chain, okay? Period. So shout out to her. Yeah, I say, yeah, the baddies ain't messing with that. Let me tell you something. It's only a couple of baddies that's really, really messing with that move that Chrisean jumped off. Yeah. Yeah, jumped up off the porch and did. Yeah, it just is what it is. Don't get blocked. Don't come in my comments with no foolishness. You're gonna get blocked. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. You know, we still around Christmas time too, baby. And yeah, I'm feeling like giving. I'm feeling like extra giving tonight. So don't play with it. Don't play with it, like Lola Brooks said. But anyway, let's continue. Yeah. You know, like if that ain't a baddie, I don't know what is. So shout out to her, shout out to that. For real, for real. I wonder what Natalie Nunn is thinking. You know, it's probably bittersweet. You know, it's probably like watching your kid go off to college or something. You know, because it is what it is. We already know. We after Natalie did that interview, okay, with Cam Newton. That's when we found out that like, yeah, Natalie just feels like she just birthed the baddie, shot each baddie one by one. You know, and like she was really popping it. Yeah, come on now, Miss. My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cold. I was here for it. It just is what it is. I was here for it. I was here for all of it. Natalie and I was talking. I was like, yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. So I seen a totally different interview from what everybody else saw. You feel me? Yeah. Because they was on Natalie head about her interview with Cam Newton, and I didn't see the interview. No, I did not. Shit, I was busy. Okay. But I did see a couple of clips of, like I said, her getting down for her crown, okay? Letting it be known that, like, you know, she got a little bag. Oh, yeah, Miss Pressure Curl said, you know, truth is, okay? Like Fantasia said, I got a bag. Yeah. And she said, and every chick rolling with me got one, too. I said, you know what, Natalie? Yeah, come get your baddie chain. You know, so shout out to that. But like, no. Okay. Now I know Tommy just recently exposed that she allegedly was getting to the money. Okay, it just is what it is. Yeah, she getting to the money. Okay, like OT Genesis, and now everybody mad, baby, because what had happened was, you know, they started tripping. They was like, what? Take the what and leave the what? Child the baddies was like, Tommy getting paid what? And Tommy ain't barely here. Child, they thought, see what they did was they thought they had got Tommy confused with the Tommy from Harden. Yeah. Child, them see what they did was they thought, okay, the Tommy they had on job. Mm, mm. It was giving Tommy ain't got no job. And then come to find out Tommy was getting to the bag. Okay. Okay, Miss Presser girl. She sure was on the girls. So anyway, I just feel like, so it just might be Natalie Nunn, right? Tommy Chrisean. Okay. Yeah, at least in my mind, that's what's going on. So shout out to that. Now listen, who is it? Biggie? I think it was Biggie. Hold on. There's Biggie and then there's Rolly. Okay, yeah, it was Biggie. It was Biggie that was a little annoyed when she found out the time he was getting to the real bag over there. But like, girl, don't get down on yourself, okay? You girls is puppies. Tommy is a big dog, okay? Uh, It just is what it is, baby. Tommy comes from, you know, why you girls, it just is what it is. This y'all first time at the rodeo. This ain't Tommy first time at the rodeo. Hit the like button. Scoot up here like a bumper car and hit the damn light. Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah. Shout out to the baddies, okay? Shout out to Chrisean. Congratulations to Chrisean. Um, I told y'all that. Shout out to that. I told y'all that Miss Preston girl is getting busy. Yeah, okay, it just is what it is. I said, oh, she out there rolling with Javante Davis, damn. Ooh. Chrisean jumped out the window with this one. Okay. It just is what it is. Yes. I said, oh. Yeah, that's how you show them how to come down the slide, Miss Nuck, if you buck. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. I said what had happened was, and it's crazy too, cause I had just told y'all. Yeah. Shout out to that and shout out to Miss Presser girl. I had just told y'all. I was like, well, I've been telling y'all, but I did. I said Chrisean is back with her old manager. Her old manager, the one that used to mess with Wotc, she not with Wotc no more. I'm like, okay, now we probably finna see a battle of the managers. I told y'all that. And for me, this is the first time like really, really hearing that it's official, okay? She thanked her manager, okay? And uh is this Curtis? Is it Curtis, child? Don't give me the line. I think it is Curtis, though. Curtis Ford. Calvin. That's who it is. Shout out to Calvin, child. Calvin. Yeah, my bad. But no, she's sitting over there already. Okay, she I'm telling you one thing. If Miss Preston Girl wasn't ready, when she went in that gym, she gonna be ready when she get out. Okay. Period. Messing with Calvin. Playtime over for real. Chrisean in the big leagues. Yeah. So although, she can, right, run outside, fleeing and running like she running from a burning building if she want, child, but like, why? For what? For real, for what reason? Like, carry your ass back on in there. Inbox. Yeah, child. Four corners. Let's go. Ding, 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 ding. Shit, cause like, but no, seriously, for real, y'all know I was kind of like joking around, listen, not just me either. So I won't even just, the internet kind of been joking around, okay, and poking around. Yeah. Truth is, when it comes to Chrisean and the boxing thing, you know what I'm saying? And I think it was because she just did that surfing thing, but child, if I was Chrisean Rock, I'd still go surfing. Yeah, when I feel like it. Um, period. Shit, she done bought suits and boards. The child, she better get out in that motherfucking water and do the doggy paddle every now and then. Yeah. To free her mind, okay? Um, but now, true story. People was, they was playing, and joking and laughing and stuff like that. But the joke's on them now. The joke's on all of us, Miss Preston Girl, okay? Because yeah, it just is what it is. Chrisean, she went pro. She found her something else to do. I said, girl, and I know they mad. Ooh, child, you know they mad. Girl, all the people. All the people, y'all know, y'all see them in the comments. Well, I wish she, and I wish she, child, shut up. Truth is, like, you to me, okay? And I want y'all to keep this in mind while you hating on Miss Pressing Curl that live next door. Yeah, for whatever reason. Leave her alone. For real. I'm telling you now. Because I believe when you be hating on people, them the ones that catapult. You know what I'm saying? Like it give them an extra in it. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. Yeah. Shit, y'all better quit playing around and quit worrying about people. Okay? You don't like them, don't think about them. Because I'm telling y'all be wishing bad on them folks and God say, ugh. Y'all say, ugh. God say, ugh. Y'all say, ugh. God say, ugh. Yeah. So shout out to Miss Yahweh. Okay? I know that's right. Miss I'm a vibe all the time. Yeah. Shout out to Chrisean, child. Cause she did that. Don't ask me about it if I did it, okay? I said, yes, Miss Pressing Curl. Now that's how you swing right on past them 15 minutes. The 15 minutes the people was trying to issue you out. They thought that was all you was about. Yeah, let's talk about it. Truth is, y'all, like Fantasia said, yes, I'm really happy to see God work that out for her like that. Mm. I sure am. I said I'm really happy to see God work that out for her just like that. Okay? Yeah. Cause I feel like if the mama doing good, then the kids gonna be doing even better. So shout out to that. And it just is what it is. I feel like everybody who's worried about Chrisean ain't really gotta work. And when I say that, I mean both of them. Or how about this? I take it a step further. Everybody that's worried about Chrisean Porter. How about that? They ain't got to worry about him. Yeah, God, listen, God got him. It is what it is. God got him just like he got the mama. Okay, truth is, like Fantasia said, I'm telling y'all what I know. Okay, y'all had to sit there and watch God work it right on out for her. Yeah, truth is, cause the last thing I heard was, people was on Chrisean head, cause like, listen, I don't have No, like I have an opinion on it, but I'm not sharing it. Does that make sense? Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? In other words, whatever. Okay. But anyway, let's continue. So last I had really heard of Chrisean, people was on her head because they were saying, oh my gosh, she laid Junior on a gym floor. And then they were saying something about she can't go back to the gym no more and blah, 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 right? You know. And it's like, now I feel like her and Junior should be okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, child, I can't explain it, but truth is, like Fantasia said, it's just something about Shia said something about that old school celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all all the time. You just had to be there. It was a time. There is really something about the old school celebrity. I mean, they really used to pour into them folks. Yeah, truth is, okay. Like Fantasia said, they really did. They did. Child, they used to have more shots than a little bit, take more shots than a basketball player, more shots than the bartender, you know. And like still be good. Still be good. I miss that. I do. I tell y'all all the time I miss that. And hold on, y'all. Hold on. Child, no. Oh my God. Child, Miss President Girl. Girl. Words can't even describe how motherfucking mad I am to just be sitting here on motherfucking mute, talking on motherfucking mute, okay? But it is what it is, Miss President Girl. Like I had said, or I said a whole lot. I said a whole lot. Let me see if I can remember anything I said. First of all, I said, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, period. And yeah, because it ain't no I in team. It ain't, okay? We got work to do. Okay, so work, your fingers out, okay, and hit the like button. True story. Oh yeah, because it's 2026 and we taking them through there. I said that. Truth is, that was one of the things I had said when I was on mute. And then I also said that I wonder, right, if Ryan Garcia has congratulated Chrisean yet, you know, because it's like, okay, Miss President Girl, I see you. I'm happy for you, but you didn't went over there with the same team that whooped my yeah. Truth is, Mr. Presser Girl, she sure did. She over there with Calvin Ford. Shout out to that and shout out to her. Now, Chrisean, Clarissa, okay? The #1 girl in boxing right now is showing Chrisean some love, too. Yeah. So shout out to that. And shout out to Shields. And Chrisean, clock it. I feel like she got that old school around her now. You understand? So far, everybody was hating and can't figure out what you like, man. Just watch God work, okay? It just is what it is. Just watch him work. Because at the end of the day, I just feel like, I just feel like with that boxing stuff, they be still having that old school stuff around them. Does that make sense? Try to hope so. Anyway, truth is, like Fantasia said, that's what I think, okay? Anyway, let's continue. Child, yeah, she over there working with the best of the best. So shout out to that. And shout out to everybody who's jumping in my comments. I know that's right. Make sure you hit the like button. Truth is, like Fantasia said. So anyway, because my stuff is going there, let me hurry up and read this to y'all. Clarissa Shields is showing mad love, by the way. Yeah, so shout out to that and shout out to her. She says she's proud of Chrisean and she's here, okay, whenever Chrisean is ready. And Chrisean responded with, I'm extremely grateful and honored by her support. That really means a lot to me, especially coming from someone that's #1 in women's boxing. She exclusively told, exclusively, okay? Yeah, she exclusively. That team, oh, they working already. I said, go on, Chrisean. She said, I'm going to keep working hard and staying disciplined. I'm looking forward to working out with her. Shout out to that. I loved it. I loved it. It's just like a professional, didn't it? And so shout out to that and shout out to Miss Preston Curl. I'm really happy for Chrisean. You know what I'm saying? I am. Truth is, like Fantasia said. But y'all already know that. Yeah. So anyway, after that, I guess we can move on, child. So what else is going on these internet streets? Because it's a lot but a little, and then it's a little and a lot. Yeah. So shout out to that, Miss Presser Girl. Let's see. So what else is going on the internet streets? Like I said, congratulations though. Congratulations to Chrisean Rock, who showed him how to come down the slide. I said, come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Girl, you better come on. So shout out to that. Child. Now, child, the blogs posted, what's his name? What's Mr. Person girl name? Oh, Jacquees. Yeah, Jacquees. Child's right here on the screen too. So don't quote me. But anyway, so the blogs posted Jacquees with his son. I said, well, shout out to that. Hey, I said it's good to see Jacquees with Snow, and then it was just good to see Snow too. Anyway, when it comes to that, like that's my boy. Okay, period. I just like Snow. Yeah, I just like him, and it's just I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just the way the Sanders family chooses to highlight him. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like they shoot him like he's such a big boy, and he just skipped this little bitty baby phase, if that makes sense in some kind of way, child. But anyway, I was happy to see Snow over there with his daddy, okay? Yes, Mr. Preston Curl, get your daddy time in. And they look so cute and happy together. So shout out to that. And I said, DeAndre ain't going to jail this month. Yeah. Shout out to that child. And it's no tea. It's no tea for real. It's no shade. But like, no. This damn man said he be wanting to have her ass locked up. Yeah. You know how mad a motherfucker gotta make you? Okay. Child. I rest my case. Because anybody that got a co-parent. Ooh, I laugh so ugly though. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah. But shout out to Jacquees, who had Snow just recently. Okay, got to see his baby for the holidays, and then let him open up all his presents and stuff. It was cute. So shout out to that. And then anyway, after that, let's continue. Yeah, Deandra. Shout out to Deandra too. She will not be going. She will not be going to jail this month. Okay, shout out to that because it's. I said he was able to see his baby. I said he was just able to see the baby child. So anyway, let's continue. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Um. Mm-mm. Child woke up and took me some medicine because I'm gonna have to attack that. Truth is, I don't have no. I had no time for downtime. Okay. I'm just saying. I said I'm just saying. So shout out to that. And then anyway, after that, let's continue. So Brittany, shout out to Brittany. Brittany, is still on the road of life. Life after dub. Yeah, it just is what it is. I think Brittany moved to Atlanta. I think. Okay, don't quote me. Don't quote me, but the last time I heard anything from Brittany, Brittany felt like she just needed to get from out of California where it's really, really expensive at get seemingly from up on the dub, you know, and his family. Yeah. And, just having to start over. And I can't imagine, how hard that might be for, any young girl that was in that situation. But it happens. It happens all the time. So the good news is I feel like Brittany will be just fine. Especially with the content, content. So shout out to her and shout out to Wotc. I really don't know how they doing these days. I don't. All I know is, like I said, I had watched the vlog where, Wotc had came to see her and stuff like that. So I know that she's, like I said, on the road to healing, it seems like, and just walking out into the unknown. And I want to say, gone, Brittany. Yeah, it just is what it is. Sometimes a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So anyway, shout out to her, shout out to that. Who knows? Well, things will go. I will say this though. Right now, currently, the last I saw is she said she's going back home to Michigan. Okay, so shout out to Brittany and shout out to Wotc too. Okay, and yeah, so shout out to that child. Listen, can you hear? Can y'all hear me? Okay, I hope you guys can hear me out there. Okay, and then like Tupac said, am I clear to you? Picture me rolling. Ooh, picture me rolling. Ooh, guess who's back? I got coming from overseas. I remember oh man. Listen, they tried to hang with Tupac that night. And yeah, shout out to that. And shout out to everybody, whoever, like literally, I'm talking about for real, anybody that was privileged and gifted enough to grace a track with Tupac, child. Shout out to them. And shout out to that because they really used to hang. Oh yeah, no, let's talk about it, Miss Preston Curl. Yeah, they used to hang. They used to know what the heck they was talking about. I know that's right. So shout out to that. And shout out to you too for jumping in my comments. But yeah, with it. Child, yes. Pac used to do his thing. And so did who was that? Child, was it? Who was it? That lost. Shout out to that. Come on, memory. Gone, girl. Anyway, let's continue. So, child, oh man, I still got that up there because I still ain't researched it, child. Noted. I have an answer for y'all in the morning. Damn. So shout out to that. But in the morning time, I see why they saying that they feel like Stephon Diggs' baby mama Giselle. Stephon Diggs' alleged baby mama. Because that's the thing. I think she's still establishing paternity as far as the little girl goes with Stephon. So with that being said, I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. I don't know. But I know word on the curb is they saying she pregnant by him again. And I don't know. I just thought they didn't have no good relationship like that, but I could be wrong. Okay. Truth is, like Fantasia said, because y'all know I'm here, I'm there, I'm everybody get the tea, but y'all ain't even know what was still on. Truth is, I don't even think a lot of people can keep up. Child. Anyway, let's continue. But in the morning I'll let you know why. Okay. That they saying that one of his baby mamas, Giselle, to be exact. Yeah, Miss Pressa Curl. Um who just already had a baby. The baby ain't even, if I had to guess, she ain't even 6 to 8 months yet. Nothing like that. So anyway, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this story, okay? Yeah. So shout out to that. And then anyway, let's continue. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up and hit the like button. So Clarissa and Chrisean, we already talked about Clarissa and Chrisean. Congratulations to Chrisean. Rock again on inking a deal. Let me see. Let me see, because Miss Preston Girl be wanting to know certain stuff. It just is what it is. Yeah, certain stuff I be wanting to know, and then certain stuff I be like, please, who cares? Hey, hold on. So it says, okay, focus, feeling all the love. This is what a blog, one of the blogs posted said. TSR said Chrisean is focused and feeling all the love after she revealed that she has a boxing deal. She is with Rumble Fighting Championships. So shout out to that. I'm assuming Rumble must have seen that shit in Compton and said, give us a call. Yeah. Please give us a call. Okay. So shout out to that. Shout out to Chrisean again. Yeah. I said, girl, come get your baddie chain. Okay. Cause like if that ain't a baddie, then I don't know what else is. Yeah, boxing, girl, boxing, swinging, and hooking left and right, hooking all the way past that 15 minutes of fame. And then people tried issuing out. Yeah, so shout out to that and shout out to her. And I'll take it a step further. I think that some occupations, right, in the entertainment industry might be better than others. Okay. And like with that being said, I think that it's refreshing for Chrisean too to be able to bounce and back and forth like a tennis ball if she wanted to, between music and boxing. That's a nice look for her. Now the thing is, to me, you kind of really want to only focus on one at a time so folks take you serious. It's really, really hard to be taken serious when, the whole DDG thing, if you will. Because y'all remember DDG, when he first started rapping, he felt like he had to leave YouTube alone to really just, you know what I'm saying, be, considered a real rapper. But anyway, he ended up figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad DDG just didn't give up streaming, because it is what it is. Like, that's a whole nother world. And that's where he comes from. It's a whole nother bag, too. And he was, like, he literally was leaving it on the table. And as somebody who, like, was so high at the top, that just wasn't going to be the best move for DDG to me either. To me either, like I said. But I will say this, though. Shout out to him though, because he has seemingly figured it out. Now I do think that his music isn't doing exactly what he think that what it wants to ultimately. Like, I think DDG thinks that he should be bigger in rap, but I will say this though, I like his music. He does make good music, so we'll see. I think ultimately he's like the heck, to heck with it. I'm still rich, still making money. So, yeah. And I don't know. If I'm being real, like, to me, I think it's just good to have something else to fall back on, though. It just is what it is. I think anybody should. And so, like, when it comes to Chrisean, Chrisean was trying to make a breakthrough in gospel. And gospel, to me, it's a hard genre to crack for real. And then not to mention, Chrisean already has an audience. She already be getting bookings and stuff like that for real. And like her bookings ain't on that kind of time. For real. They be literally like Chrisean literally was like trying to sing, not no trying. She was literally like singing her gospel track in the clubs, you know. And ultimately it wasn't nothing wrong with it. I just feel like it was going to be an extremely slow grind, if you will. I also feel like it didn't have a lot of, like, she probably didn't have a lot of guidance there. um I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, this was a great play for her, if you will, okay? Because just like I said too, I feel like some occupations in the entertainment industry can be better than others, and like I just feel like when it comes to certain stuff, boxers are protected more. You know, if that makes sense. Um, and yeah. So shout out to that. And shout out to Chrisean. Yeah, and I take it a step further, like not just boxers. I just feel like, certain contracts, you know, versus in the music world, to me, they just let you do whatever, you know. In a reality TV world, they just let you do whatever. And in fact, to me, in reality TV, when you're dealing with reality TV, it's like for them, it's even better when you like fall flat on your butt, you know? So, I mean, when you in the reality TV world, shoot, they like to hear the news that you didn't went to the slammer and TMZ catching you coming out of court, you know? Um, I just feel like in reality TV, they just deal with anything negative is a positive to them, you know? Um, y'all know how they be saying what is it, all press ain't good press or whatever, something like that. With them, like, yes, it is. Yeah. Like they don't care. In other words, when you dealing with reality TV, they don't care nothing, okay? Well, not too much. You know what I'm saying? About you being seen or showed in a negative light. Now, and these some of these other careers like boxing for one, like now, okay, Mr. Preston Curl, okay, Miss Preston Curl, like a lot of stuff you're not finna be doing though. Okay, you just not. Shoot. And they don't play. Hell, she didn't went over there with somebody that shit, they so controlling. You know. Hell. You about to get 5 grapes a day, you know? Yeah, type shit. You bet not have 6. You know what I'm saying? Like strict. Like really, really extremely strict. Okay. And the truth is, you're in better hands with stuff like that. It just is what it is, you know? Shoot. So anyway, shout out to that. And shout out to Chrisean, and Clarissa Shields, because, you know, there is a lane. It is. It's a lane in women's boxing. And truth is, like Fantasia said, I wish more girls get into it. I would really like to see more women doing a thing. I just saw in the comments, shout out to the girl who said it too. She was saying that she wished she would have got into boxing. She was like, I did. People was laughing at her comment, but I don't think she was being funny. You know how they go. Yeah. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You being real and honest, and it just comes off as funny to other people. But I don't think she was being funny. She was basically saying that she wished she would have got into boxing. You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about how she was like, she said she gave out all them free shows to the hood for nothing. She said it for nothing, but to end up with crooked fingers and stuff. And I think that's probably what they, probably had to start laughing at. Truth is, like Fantasia said, but like no, no. The truth is, some of these hoods produce the best boxers. Yeah. I'm just saying, I would love, love, love to see more women pick up and get into the sport. Truth is, I really would. So shout out to that. I just feel like this boxing just need more women over there. Okay. So anyway, shout out to the girls who are doing it though. All right, get into that bag. It is what it is. Shout out to that. One thing that I can't say that I do like about it is, hey, it seems like it's for the taking. If that makes sense, like for instance, it's not a lot of girls over there, so they just, they got a lot of work. In other words, probably, lots and lots of money to be made. Yeah. So shout out to that and shout out to the sport. I am a fan. I am a fan. So y'all keep on, keeping on. Shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. And what else is going on these internet streets? So Blueface, child, why is that doing that? Cause of this, cause my little plant. Why my little plant want to show up and show out like that? That's weird. So anyway, Blueface. Yeah, so I was telling y'all just recently how I feel like I think that Blueface is over there streaming with his family and spending time with his kids, and I feel like he over there killing two birds with one stone, right? I feel like he's on one hand he's building his streaming career, which I feel like he wants to do. And then on the other hand, it's a win-win situation because he gets to spend quality time with his kids, and make up for, lost time, recent lost time. So shout out to that. But I said, wait a minute, on second thought, I said, let me look at this. Let me examine this a little more though, like a teacher. Yeah. I said, hold on, Mr. Preston Curry, you ain't so slick. Truth is, because I started wondering to myself, I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe he over there trauma bonding out. I don't care what nobody say. I said I just don't care what nobody says. Yeah, after I took a closer look, I said, really then? Let me find out. I said, wait, Mr. Preston Curl. Is you over there trauma bonding with Jaden because neither one of y'all can't stand Chrisean? Yeah. Plotting on what to do next. Keeping head above the water. But this is the thing, though. Blueface is going to be okay. He is. He's going to be okay. Shout out to that. And the reason why I said that is because, a lot of people always felt like, oh, Chrisean resuscitated his career and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da and yon, right? And, like, I feel like when Blueface got with Chrisean, he was, like, at a slow point, in his career. His career really didn't have much going on. But I don't feel like if it wasn't for Chrisean, he wouldn't be here. Like, none of that. Okay? Absolutely none of that. Cut it out. Blueface was a Blueface. There was a Blueface before it was a Chrisean. So stop that. I do feel like when he got with her, he got back popping. Okay? Shout out to that. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. I can vouch for that. Yeah. You know, but I also feel like he's gonna be all right. But I had to take a second look at what I was saying earlier, and I'm like, hold on, though. Miss Presser Curl. Truth is, he might be over there being messy. He might be over there trying to bond it a little bit because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. Chrisean is the one who got away. You know, and Blueface is still trying to heal himself from that. Oh, yeah, it just is what it is. Mr. Preston Curl is pressed. Okay. Finally, they didn't even stop talking about the girl. You know, finally. But now, truth is, I said, when it comes to Chrisean, when it comes to that new girl, Nevaeh, right? I feel like she just don't hit like that. yeah. Truth is, like Fantasia said, I feel like she just don't hit like that, and yeah. Chrisean can care less, you know, but it's just something about Jaden, okay, that I feel like can ruffle a few feathers or whatnot, and I feel like that is the last. Oh, and I'll take it a step further too. None of the new girls hit like that, you know, if you ask me. It's just an opinion. Am I trying to say it like it's actual and factual? No. Because I absolutely do not know. I'm just telling y'all what I think. I think none of, because y'all know, when I say none of the new girls, I mean, because y'all know Blueface been filming this show. Okay? I feel like between the new girls on the show and between that new girl over there laid up at his house, it don't hit the same. You know, it just is what it is. I feel like Chrisean don't care like that. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care. Somebody type care in the comments. Yeah. Shout out to that. And shout out to her. But like, no, I think, you know, but Jaden Alexis, right, is able to get under Chrisean's skin still a little bit, if you will, because remind you, you know, this is the girl that I took you from. You know what I'm saying? This is the girl that I took you from. This is the girl that you told me, you know, that you basically said, you know, middle fingers up to this girl with me. You stood behind me because, you know, you taller, I'm short, whatnot. And like, no, you put your middle finger up, I put my middle finger up, and we put our middle fingers up in front of the world, okay, together. And you said, this one, you know, with me. You said it was just all about the babies. And, you know, now we got one too. You know, it is what it is. Like Tupac said, just me and you against the world, baby, right? Yeah, you know, he told her it was just me and you, like Cassie. Yeah. Oh, when I. So I just feel like when it comes to Jaden and Alexis, it's just a small little, you know what I'm saying? Like a little small little hurt, small little pain, small little jealousy. You know what I'm saying? In other words, seeing Jaden with Blueface can kind of strike a nerve. Okay. Yeah, and if you ask me, that's all he wants to do. That's his last play. You know, it's like it's his last $2. You know, like this is it. Nothing else is working. Yeah. I mean, the interviews was working, but you know, he see how that looked at the end of the day. He saw how that looked. Why is you running around talking about this girl? This girl ain't running around talking about your ass. It's weird, you know? And then he knew it didn't look good either because he can't even do it in peace. He got his mama following behind him like an echo. It just, ultimately, it wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? So he had to let that go too. Yeah. So, and then I'll take it a step further, you know. some people like to do things a little slicker than others, right? Most people, I take it a step further. Most people don't like to do BS in front of when people watching. You know, they like to do it on the down low. Period. Like I'll go ahead and said. Yeah. And you know, with that being said, him running around, triggering her, talking about her baby, talking about her, talking about the baby, talking about the baby, and talking about her. Yeah. He knew that like that was showing. You know what I'm saying? That was showing the side of him that's behind the scenes that he don't really want nobody to see like that. Okay? Truth is, like Fantasia said. And then I take it a step further, child, because you know that's what I do here. So shout out to that. He to me, he dang sure know he need to quit talking about them if he ain't in their life. So anyway, shout out to that. And yeah, child. Anyway, let's continue. So listen, y'all. Word on the curb is some folks then got locked up behind stealing from Shador. I said, oh Lord. I said, child, God, y'all know God don't play. Period. I said, ooh Lord. Oh, I'm talking about God. Just like that. I say I want it just like that. I said, perfect timing. Gone, Shador. Child, that was fast as ever. Yeah, so shout out to that. Because y'all know his house had got broken in too. Recently. And they had already caught the convicts. I said, oh, Lord. And you know where you're from. I see your white glad. Ooh, child. I said, well, see if they that motherfucker making them some convict music, okay? Because word on the curb is, you know, that, hey, they was stealing, and now they got to pay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it, Miss Pressa Girl. I was trying to see if I can find the story. Let me see real quick. Because it was like, I don't know. I'm just glad that y'all reported on it, period. Shout out to that. Now I will say this. I was going to say, I wonder if that would make people, like, not want to do it next time, but, like, because, you know, hungry is hungry and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da, you know, and, you know, it's just like they ain't had, you know, never had a sip of water, you know, and here he come, shit dangling out his eyes, you know, but hold on. Let me see, because word on the curb is the boys that got locked up. Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is right here. Let me see. 3, okay. Child, they be the last. I just said be the last. But they said 3 people from Georgia. I told y'all, ooh, they be stealing in Georgia. I thought, ooh, they just be stealing in Georgia. If it's one thing they gonna do is steal. Yeah. I don't see how y'all do it. I say y'all all the time, I don't see how y'all do it. So if I got any opportunity in Georgia, I'm leaving all my valuables in Texas. Yeah. The truth is, shit, it's better off down here abandoned. Shit. Than with me every day in ATL. I said it's in ATL. Yeah. Truth is. They do too much. So like my little kid be saying, they just do too much. in Atlanta. No, Miss Preston girl. I'm telling you what I know. Like, absolutely not. Yeah. Child, I wouldn't even buy a real pair of Chucks. Shit. In Georgia, no, Mr. Preston Curl. Give me all knockoff. Do you understand? All knockoff. Yeah, like, absolutely not. Okay. Shit. You know, truth is. And hey. With that being said though, shout out to the city of Atlanta though, because they were like at one point they were like seemingly trying to clean up crime, trying to attack that shit. Excuse me, that stuff, because it was getting bad, y'all. It was. Truth is, like Fantasia said, it was getting real. Like it is bad. It is still real bad. Shots. I don't know what they gonna do. Did the troops miss Atlanta? Truth is. But like, no, and all you celebrities out there, like, take this, it is what it is. Take it and run with it, man. If y'all don't get y'all some cheap-ish out there, sure, yeah, everybody just shock the world. Turn all that luxurious stuff in. Yeah. Truth is, everybody gonna get a Honda and a Honda and a Hyundai and child, don't even get a Cadillac. That's too much, like, right? What else? A couple of Hondas, and little bit of Chevy Cruises or something. Try something. Okay, I just said something. And I don't know. I will say this: when I was young, everybody used to be like, "Child, I'm packing up, I'm going to Atlanta." Atlanta was the Las Vegas. Okay. Oh yeah, let's talk about it, Miss Professor Girl. It was like the big lights, big city, big move. You know what I'm saying? Type stuff. You go to Atlanta, you finna go do better. Okay, for yourself. On that midnight train to Georgia. Yeah, child. So anyway. And so, yeah. I think that, I do think that was the story of Atlanta, right? But some kind of way, it just got congested with rich people, if you ask me. Whole lot of rich people. And to me, that's a problem. Yeah, truth is, like Fantasia said, that is just a problem. It ain't no different than Cali. In Cali, it's a whole lot of rich people too. And allegedly, they have so many homeless. Like, the homeless problem is extremely bad because everybody wants to go to Cali and get rich, or go to Cali and live out their dreams, and end up on the side of the road, truth is. And so Atlanta is really no different, except they not homeless and they not on the side of the road because try they rhymes with Bob and everybody, It just is what it is. I guess in Atlanta, the houses ain't like Cali, or I don't know. In Atlanta, they able to shake a tree. Okay? The truth is, like Fantasia said, shy. But anyway, word on the curb is Shador Sanders gets his the people that rhymes with Bob Tim Blind while he was playing in the NFL, doing you know, what he's supposed to be doing, handling his business and not letting his business handle him, child. Somebody's child, okay, no matter how old it is, somebody's child, okay, was out there bobbing him blind. It's sad. I said it's just really sad. Okay. And so anyway, Pooper Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. I had a funky good time with y'all. I always do. Okay. And I'll be back in the morning. So shout out to that. Bye.